So today is going to be focused on the spine and shoulders. So the last day we worked on our hips and our hamstrings. So this will be a bit different. It'll be more twists and more spinal movements. So should feel nice if you were sitting or walking a lot today or on your feet a lot. So just come onto your mat in your easy seat. If you want to put a blanket or a cushion or a block, whatever you have up under you, just to raise your hips up higher. That could feel nice. So from here, just allow your eyes to close down, focusing on the breath, inhaling through the nose. And we'll take one sigh out the mouth. One more like that, inhaling. And exhale, sigh it out. From now, just focus on the breath coming in the nose and how it feels as it goes in through your nostrils. And as you exhale out the nose, notice the change in the sensation. When it comes in, maybe it's cooling. And as it goes out, maybe feeling a little bit warm. Inhaling, trying to make the inhales and the exhales match. Just trying to quiet down the mind and focus in on this moment. Forgetting about what you were just doing, what you need to do after. And just trying to be here now. So for today, I'd like you maybe to set an intention for this practice and just think about something you'd like to get out of it or a feeling you'd like to have. So maybe something like feeling more positive or letting go of any tension or stress or feeling more open. Just think about it, whatever comes to mind, and that can be your personal intention for the class. Inhale, focus on your intention. And exhale. Inhale one more time. And exhaling. Letting go. So gently invite your eyes to open up. And from here, we'll just do a little pranayama technique called nadi shodhana. So nadi means channel. So there are nadis in the body that are energy channels, and shodhana means calming or cleansing. So it's alternate nostril breathing. So take your right hand out and lift your pinky and your third finger up as you curl your index and pointer finger down, and the thumb is out. And take your thumb to your right nostril and block it off as we inhale through the left nostril for 3, 2, 1. And then switch, taking your ring finger over to block off the left nostril and exhaling out through the right for 3, 2, 1. And inhaling through the right nostril. Block that off and exhale through the left. One more, inhale through the left. Close it off and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close it with the thumb and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Locking it, open the right and exhale. Inhaling through the right. Lock it and exhale through the left. One more, inhale through the left. Block and exhale through the right. In the right. And exhale out the left. The last round, inhaling. Exhaling right. Inhale right. Blocking right and exhaling left. So from here, if you were sitting up on anything, you can take it out from behind you. And we're going to come into a child's pose on the mat. So knees are as wide as the mat, big toes touch behind. Walk the hands out to the top of the mat and bring the forehead down onto the mat. Inhale deeply here through the nose. And exhale as if you were fogging up a mirror out through the mouth. One more like that, inhaling. And exhale it out the mouth. This time just go in and out through the nose, inhaling. And exhaling, noticing your hips grounding down closer to your heels. Inhale again. And exhale, just paying attention to the physical parts of your body in contact with the mat. The arms, the forehead, shins and the feet. Inhaling and exhaling, letting gravity pull you down further. So at any point in the practice, if you need to take rest, you can just come back to this position. On an inhale, walk your arms over to the right hand side of the mat. You might need to pick your forehead up and then place it back down slightly off the mat. So your left body is getting a nice stretch. And just notice on your right side, did you allow it to crunch in? And if so, just walk your right hand out a little to stretch out that right side too. Inhaling here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, walk the hands back to the center. On an inhale, we'll take it over to the left hand side. Hands maybe come off the mat, forehead lifts and place it back down. Feeling a nice stretch in the right hand side of your body. And just noticing again, if you let the left side crunch in a bit, just walk the left hand further out to put length into the left side body as well. Inhaling here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take it back to center. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees for a tabletop posture. So your wrists are under your shoulders, arms are straight, knees under, shins and front of the feet are grounding into the mat. So from here, we'll just quickly walk forwards and backwards, warming up the wrists. So arms are straight and pressing the ground away. You inhale, pitch the weight forward, shoulders over the fingers, and exhale, take it back. Inhale forward, exhale back. We'll just take it out to the sides of your mat and take it from side to side. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping the arms straight, pushing the ground away. From here, you can turn your fingertips to face your knees. You can do this one at a time if you need to, or both hands at the same time. So rock backwards and forwards, trying to keep the heel of the hand on the ground. If it rises up a little bit, that's okay. Inhaling and exhaling back. If you were doing one hand at a time, now switch hands. Inhale forward, exhale back. So from here, take it back so your fingers are pointing towards the front of the mat. And on an inhale, lift the chest, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, look up at the ceiling for our cow pose. And on an exhale, tuck your chin, your tailbone, round the upper back, push the ground away. Shoulder blades are wide. Cat back, cat pose. A few more like that. Inhaling, drop the belly, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, the tailbone, tuck the chin, round the upper back. Take a few at your own breath. Inhaling to drop the belly. And exhaling, rounding the back, pushing the ground away. If you'd like to take any movements, maybe you want to add in a figure 8 movement, just rounding the spine from side to side as you drop the belly and round the upper back. And take it to the other side if you're doing those twists, opposite way. Inhaling when the belly drops and exhaling when the back rounds. Should feel nice warming up your spine. So let's take it back to neutral position. And this time we'll do the cat-cows again, but really try and mindfully do it as slowly as possible. So when you inhale, starting from the tailbone, just slowly tuck your tailbone and round the upper back and tuck the chin. And then exhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, looking up, imagining a wave rolling through your spine. So inhale, tuck the tail, lift the tailbone, lift the chest and look up. And exhale, tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone and round. Just trying to really mindfully connect your breath with your movement. Just going really slowly so you can really feel every vertebra and every little movement in your spine. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, and exhaling, rounding the back. So from here, we'll tuck the toes and push up into our downward facing dog. Your hands are shoulder width distance, fingers are spread, index fingers pointing forward, knuckles ground into the mat. Forearms firm in, shoulder blades are wide, lengthen the side body, your ribs and navel draw in. And if you need to keep a bend in the knees, keep your spine straight, please do so. Actually, everyone just bend their knees and bring their thighs as close to their chest as possible. And then exhale, try and straighten the legs, trying to get your heels to ground down to the mat. If you're here, that's fine. If your heels are hovering, that's also fine. You just want to keep the spine nice and long and straight in our downward facing dog. Inhaling here and exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale again and exhale. Let it go. From here, come up onto the balls of your feet and slowly, like a wave, roll yourself forward into your high plank, where the shoulders are over the wrists. Your upper back is rounded like in our cat pose. Navel draws in and tailbone is tucked. Inhale here and exhale. Bend the knees and tilt the tailbone up and push it back to downward facing dog. Really warming up the spine now. So inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet and slowly, like a wave, undulate forward to your high plank. And exhale, bend the knees, tilt the tailbone up to the sky and push it back. Downward facing dog. One more like that at your own pace. Inhale onto the toes, slowly feeling every vertebra move. Come forward to your high plank. And exhale, bend the knees, tilt the tailbone up, and push it back for downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale. Let that go. We'll do a couple more like that, but this time we'll add in cat-cow movement. So inhale, come up onto the balls of your feet and slowly roll forward. And then lower the knees so you're in your cat back. And exhale, tuck the toes and then tuck the tailbone, lift the tailbone, lift the chest and tuck the toes and push it up and back into down dog. That should feel really nice on your lower back. Inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet. Press forward, high plank, but lower knees, cat back. Exhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, tuck the toes and push it up and back to downward facing dog. Take a few more of those movements at your own breath. Inhaling to go forward and exhaling to go back. Inhale up to the balls of the feet, lowering to the knees, and exhaling, lifting the tailbone, lifting the chest, pushing it back to downward facing dog. From here, lift the heels up. Maybe you need to walk your feet a little wider than hips width distance, up on the balls of your feet, and shift the heels over to the right so your toes are pointing to the left side of your mat. Notice what happened with your hands. So keep your weight evenly distributed to both hands. So there's a tendency for the right side to take all the weight here. Try and push back in so both of your hands are taking the weight. It's also a tendency for your hip to drop back to the right side. Try and keep the hips squared over the feet. Inhaling here. Exhale as you twist out. Nice twist through the side body. Inhale, come back up to the balls of the feet. We'll go over to the other side. Heels go to the left, toes turning right. Checking the weight in your hands is even. Keeping your hips drawn in over your feet. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come back onto the balls of your feet and lower the feet down to your regular downward dog. So you can take any movement you need to here. If you want to bend the right knee and straighten the left leg, you can switch, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Go a little faster, taking your dog for a walk. Come back to stillness. And inhale, slowly walk your feet up towards the top of your mat. Standing in a forward fold. Feet can be hips width distance. Weight is in your toes. Sit bones are over the heels. And just grab hold of opposite elbows. And on an inhale, stretch out all of the vertebrae, and just on an exhale, allow the weight of your head to pull your body down towards the mat. Inhaling for length and exhaling, going deeper. You can even nod the head yes and shake it no here. Feels nice when the head is just hanging loose. Maybe bend the right knee and straighten the left leg. Inhale and exhale to switch. Getting a nice stretch in the calf. Switch that again. Inhale, bend the right leg and straighten the left. Inhale and exhale, switch. Coming back to center. Inhale here and exhale, release the arms and take them up to your hips. Inhale, come up halfway, so your body is making a 90-degree angle with your legs in the mat, like an L. From here, clasp your hands behind your back. If that's not available to you, you can just keep your hands on your low back and try and press your elbows together. If you have the clasp, inhale here and exhale. Bend the right knee again and straighten the left, and open the shoulders up to the ceiling, dropping your hands over to the right hand side. Really opening into the left shoulder. Look up. Inhale here, exhale, stay with it. Inhale and exhale, come back to center. Both legs are straight, or you can keep a mic bend in the knees if you need to. Inhale here, and we'll take it over to the other side. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, and drop the hands over to the left hand side. Opening into the right shoulder and looking up. Inhale here, exhale. Using your left hand to pull your right hand more open. Inhale here, and exhale, take it back to center. Slowly release the hands without letting them slingshot, and bring them back to the hips. And exhale, come up to standing for our mountain pose, Tadasana. You can keep your feet hips width distance here, or traditionally the big toes are touching with a little space between the ankles, depending on the shape of your feet. Some people can get their ankles to touch, most people can't. So inhale, ground into your feet. Big toes are grounding into the mat. Pinky toes are also strong. Lift the kneecaps so your quads are engaged. Your tailbone is tucked. Your shoulder blades are open. Your shoulders are open, so your shoulder blades are trying to reach towards one another. Hands are out by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead and look up. And exhale, folding forward, hinge at the hips. Look at your navel. You can keep your knees bent here if you need to. Inhale, plant the hands and come up halfway for halfway lift. Your hands can be on your shins or your knees if you need. And exhale, fold it back down. Plant the hands next to your feet and step back into our plank pose. From here, shift the weight forward so your shoulders are over your fingertips, and lower the knees down onto the mat. Bend at the elbows 90 degrees and bring the chest and chin down. Inhale, slide forward to come up for cobra pose. Shoulder blades are wide. Broaden the collarbones. feet are strong with the pinky toes grounding into the mat. And exhale, take it back through tabletop with your hips up and back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg back, pointing the toes, and bend the knee and open the hip. You can look under your right shoulder, taking any movements you want with that right leg. You can make circles with the knee, opening into the hip. Inhale here, and exhale, close off the hips again, so your hips are facing down towards the mat. Inhale here, and exhale, come up onto the ball of your left foot and bring your knee into your chest. Hold it here, and then take it over your right leg over so that your right toes are in line with your left fingertips. For fallen triangles. Now slowly pivot the back leg foot down and lower down to sit onto your left hip. And from here, press back into the hands and take it back up so your right knee is tucked into your chest. And then pivot around on your back foot and take your right foot behind you and then sit onto your left hip. Inhale, plant the hands and take it back up. And we'll just keep doing that just to get used to the motion, bringing the right foot up to meet the in line, so the toes are in line with your left fingertips, and lowering the right hip down to the mat. Press into the hands, lift the knee into the chest, put the weight into your left hand, and take it around and lower onto your left hip. Take it back up. Both hands are on the mat. And one more like that. So the knee, right knee is into the chest. Shift the weight into more into your right hand, and bring your right knee over to your left elbow as you bring your right toes in line with your left fingertips, and then lowering down so your right hip is sitting on the mat, and then press it back up. Bring the knee back into the chest. Weight is in the left hand. Take it out behind you, the right leg, and sit down onto the left hip. Inhale here, we'll take it back, and then we'll try, after warming ourselves up, take it back to a three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale. Inhale, come up onto the ball of your left foot. Bring that knee into the chest. Take it over to the left tricep. Stretch the left foot out, right foot out into the left side. And put the weight into your right hand and peel your left hand up as you pivot onto your back foot for fallen triangle. This is quite a hard pose. If you're up for a challenge, try and lift that right foot off the mat. Inhale, plant the hand back down. Take the knee back into the chest. Shift the weight into the left hand as you bring the right knee behind, the right foot behind the left knee. You can cheat a little and come down into your haunches, and then press back up through the feet. Weight is in the left hand. Lift the right hand up over your head for flip dog. A wild thing. This pose has a few different names. It's quite challenging, so if you're not able to do it, no worries. Slowly bring your right hand back down to the mat and lift the right foot up and back for a three-legged dog. You can, of course, just take it down to regular down dog if you need a bit of rest. Inhaling here, exhale out the mouth. Inhale, exhale. On an inhale, sweep the right foot up and back and bring it through between the hands next to your right thumb. Stay here and keep the left hand planted under the left shoulder. You're up on the ball of your back foot, and slowly peel the right hand up and open for an easy twist. Inhale here and exhale. You can lower onto the back knee if you need to. If not, stay lifted. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart center and bring the left elbow outside the right knee to twist. You can try tucking the back foot if you're not already still up there. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, lower the back knee down, frame the front foot, and sweep the arms up for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, take it back, and exhale, sweep the air out in front of you and pull the hands up and back, taking them back to cactus for kind of a, keeping it more movement in the shoulders. Inhale, sweep forward, and exhale, take it back. From here, plant the hands so they frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes and come up so your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. And you're making sure that your left foot and your right sides of your mat, so like train tracks. Bring the hands to the hips, inhaling up, and exhale, fold over the front leg. If you have blocks, you can, of course, use them under your shoulders here, inhaling and exhaling. This is pyramid pose or Parsvattanasana. The literal translation is intense side stretch. So it's quite intense on the back of your leg. Inhale here and exhale, making sure that you're grounding your feet into the mat. Keep a micro bend in that front knee if you need to avoid overextending it. The feet are energetically drawing towards one another, and your left hip is reaching towards the front of the mat as the right hip draws back. Keep your hips squared. Inhale here, and if you'd like a little more, you can flex that front foot up so the toes come back towards your face. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to fold. With every inhale, creating space. With every exhale, going deeper. Inhale, place the right foot back down on the mat if you had it raised, and bring your hands up to your hips. If you have a block, it might be handy to place it on the inside of your right foot here. And with your right hand on your right hip, bring your left hand up and reach it out as you fold over and bring that hand down to the block or to your shin or to the mat. And sweep the right arm up and open for revolved triangle. There's a deep twist in the middle body. Making sure your shoulders are stacked over one another. And the hips are closed towards the front of the mat. Feet on opposite sides of the mat. Looking up at the fingertips or down at your foot if you have any pain in your neck. Inhale here and exhale. take the hands back to your hips. You can bend into the front knee and walk the hands down to frame the right foot as you come up onto the ball of your left foot. And slowly point the left toes and lift your left foot off the mat. If you have blocks, it might be nice here to place them under your shoulders. Just practicing your standing splits. If you want a little more, you can take your left hand to the mat while your right hand clasps around your right ankle, pulling your upper body towards your knee. Grounding into the right foot. Quad is engaged, glute is engaged, outer hip is engaged. Left foot is pointed and strong. The left inner thigh is trying to roll up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale here. You can bend into your right knee if you need to. And if you need to reset yourself, you can just place your left foot down. If you have the balance, you can take it up directly for single leg Tadasana, hugging the left knee into the chest. Inhaling here, exhaling. Ground into the right foot. Inhale, pull that left knee into the left armpit. Inhale, see if you can play with your balance here and slightly or fall over. It's okay if you do, just come back. See if you can lean back and come back to standing. So inhale, lean it back, and exhale, come back to standing. It's quite challenging. You're adding in a bit of back bend. Really grounding into the right foot. Inhale here, you can release the leg, and if you can, keep it up. If you need to put it down for a second, you can. And take your left foot flexed back behind you. Now, if you can catch the foot with both hands, keep that left foot flexed. If you need to use a strap here to grab the foot, you can hook it around your left foot and bring it up behind you. So from here, keeping the left foot flexed, you're going to lean forward and come back. Inhale to lean a little forward and exhale to come back. Stretching out the quad and opening the shoulders at the same time. Inhale, release the left foot slowly and with control. And we're back standing on our mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, looking up at the fingers for our high mountain. And exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, looking forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back for your vinyasa. You can take knees, chest, chin. You can take chaturanga up dog. You can skip it and go straight to down dog. Your choice. Inhaling, exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here and take one deep breath out the mouth. Let's do that again. You can make as much noise as you want. So we'll repeat all that on the left side. On an inhale, point the left toes, sweep them up and back behind you. Bend the left knee, open the hip, and look out under your left elbow, shoulder. You can make circles with the knee, really lubricating into that left hip. Inhale here, square off the hips, Point the toes, your hips are pointing back down at the mat. And on an exhale, bend the knee and bring it in to your chest. Take the knee across to the right elbow and then straighten the right leg or the left leg out so your left toes are in line with your right fingertips. And exhale, lower it down onto the left hip. Inhale, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the knee into the chest, and pivot around so your right toes are pointing to the left. The left foot comes down behind the right knee and sit down onto the right hip. Inhale, lift it back up, place the left hand down and pivot around. Left knee, right elbow, straighten out the left leg, lift the right arm and sit onto the left hip. Inhale, plant the right hand back, take the knee into the chest, pivot the right toes to the left, left foot comes down behind the right knee and sit onto the left hip. Right hip, sorry. Inhale, plant the hands, and this time we'll take it back to the three-legged dog, resetting ourselves before trying the full postures. You can also take it down to regular down dog for more of a rest. Inhaling and exhaling at the mouth, letting it go. Inhale, sweep the left foot up and back, and exhale, bring that left knee to the right elbow, straightening out the left leg. Lift the right arm up and peel it up for our fallen triangle pose. For more of a challenge, try pointing the left toes and lifting them off the mat. Plant the right hand back down. Take the right knee in, or the left knee into the chest. Pivot onto the knife edge of the right foot. Right toes pointing towards the left. Left foot behind right knee. Pressing into the right arm, hand. You can bend the knees to kind of squat into the pose and then push into the hand and the feet. Come up for our fallen or our wild thing or our flip dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, pivot onto the ball of your right foot and plant the left hand back down, taking it back to downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. If you need to take a child's pose after all that, feel free. They're quite intense postures. On an inhale, lift the left foot up and back. And exhale, bend the knee and bring the left foot to replace the left hand. Right hand under right shoulder. You can, of course, drop the back knee if you need to. Inhale, peel the left arm up and open, looking up at the left fingertips. Inhale, press the weight into the right hand and come up. So the hands are at prayer at the heart center. And take it, twist the right elbow to the left knee. So hard to remember all the sides when you're twisted around. If your back knee is lifted, you can tuck the back toes and lift the back knee off the ground for our prayer twist. Inhaling here and exhale. And an inhale, frame the front foot with your hands, and you can lower the back knee if it wasn't already. And bend into the left knee, knee over ankle, 90-degree bend, and sweep the arms up for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. taking it out to cactus arms, sweeping the air in front, sweeping it back, cactus the arm, inhale forward, exhale, take it back. We'll just stay here for a minute, bending deeper into the left knee. Should really feel that in the right hip flexor. Chest is lifted, the ribs and navel draw in. Inhale here and exhale. Plant the hands to frame the left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and slide your foot forward a little for our pyramid pose. So the back foot is angled at a 45-degree angle, and your left foot's on the left side, your right foot's on the right side of the mat. Hips are squared. Hands can come to the hips, inhaling to lengthen, and exhale to fold over the left leg. Feel free to use your blocks here. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale to go deeper. Be mindful of your left knee, maybe keeping a little micro bend just to protect your knee. If that's enough, stay here. If you'd like more, you can flex the left foot, bring the toes towards your face or your chin. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale to fold. Inhale, plant your left foot back if it was raised. And if you have your block handy, you can put it next to your left inside foot or the outside, your choice. You might even want to slide your back foot in a little to make your stance shorter. So your right hand comes down onto your right shoulder and peel your left arm up and open for a revolved triangle. Parivrtta Trikonasana. So the hips are squared. The left hip energetically pulling back as the right hip pushes forward. Shoulders are stacked. Strong feet. Inhale, look up at your fingers, or of course you can always look down if you have any pain in your neck. From here, bring the hands back to the hip. Move anything, a block out of your way, and plant the hands down on the mat about a foot in front of your left foot. And slowly shift the weight into the left leg and lift the right leg up off the mat. Left leg is strong and straight. You can keep a bend if you need to. Split. Use blocks under your shoulders. If you want to work on getting height off that back leg. If you want to work on getting your upper body closer to your standing leg, then bring your right hand down to your left hand, hold your left ankle, pull up your thigh and chin. Grounding into all four corners of the left foot. Strong. Quad is engaged. Outer left hip and glute are engaged. Right toes are pointed. Right inner thigh reaching towards the ceiling. Here, if you can, sweep the right leg in for our single leg Tadasana. You can, of course, drop your foot down to reset yourself a little and bring the right knee up and into the chest for a single leg Tadasana, single leg mountain. Right foot is flexed. Strong left leg. Inhale and exhale, pull that right knee into the right armpit. Shoulders are square, spine is long and straight, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, bring the left hand to the left hip and bring your right knee back in line with your left as your foot stays lifted. Flex the right foot and reach back and grab your right shin, keeping that foot flexed. You can use your strap here if you need, or your belt, whatever you have. Inhale here and exhale, tilt forward. Inhale, exhale, lean forward. Inhale to straighten and exhale to lean forward. Inhale, come up to standing, and exhale, release the foot back to the mat. Bring the big toes to touch on the mat. Or if it's more comfortable for you in your hamstrings, you can stay with the feet hips width distance. Tailbone is tucked. Inhale, sweep the arms up and bend at the knees. And sit the bum down like you're sitting on an imaginary chair, keeping that tailbone tucked. Arms are straight. Chest is lifted, looking forward. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, lower it down. Inhale, bring the hands to meet at heart center. And exhale, twist it over so the left elbow is outside the right knee. Now notice what happened when you did that. Did your left knee go forward and your hips flick to the right? If so, try and keep your knees tracking together and your hips over your heels. As you twist from your middle spine. Inhaling here to lengthen and exhale, lower down. If you can, lower down all the way with the twist and come up onto the balls of your toes. Keeping the twist, or if you need to find your balance, you can bring your hands down to the mat. If you'd like to have a little play here with side crow, you can, from your twist position, bring your left elbow so it's hooked into your right knee and plant your hands down on the mat like chaturanga, like fingertips really gripping the mat, or plank pose. So your hands are shoulder width distance. Strong hands, strong upper body. Keeping that tight ball you've made with your lower body. Shift your weight from your right knee as you bend your elbows 90 degrees and look forward as you come up for your side crow. Now the trick is to look forward, because you've got to look where you want to go. If you look down between your hands, you're going to fall down. So there's a little bit of trust in your body involved here. Inhaling and exhaling. Have a little play with it. There is an easier way that you can kind of tuck your right elbow into your right hip, so it kind of takes your weight on both sides. But that's a small bit of a cheat. So eventually you'll have to learn the harder way. If you're scared of falling, it can be nice sometimes to put the block where your head might go, and you can kind of use your block to balance. You kind of need to figure out your body's dimensions, so that how long your upper arms are, so exactly where you need your block to be. So from here, you're in your side twist. We'll take it back up into chair pose. Sweep the arms up, bend the knees, tailbone is tucked. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center and twist it around to the left. So your left elbow is coming, your right elbow is coming to your left knee. Double checking that your hips didn't kink over to the right and that your right knee is still in line with your left. Inhale here and exhale to bend deeper. Inhaling and exhale. Take it onto the balls of your feet, keeping the twist. If you have your balance, you can also place the hands down and just realign the twist. Inhale here. If you want to play with your side crow on the left side, you're up on the balls of your feet. Your right elbow is in line with your left knee. Hands are in chaturanga, so really gripping the mat. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, place the weight onto your elbow. Just playing around. You can try the little shelf with your hip this side too. Should be easier. Inhale, take it back. You can play around for a little bit if you want. Inhale, take it back up to our chair pose. Hips are low, knees are bent, weight is in the heels. Tailbone is tucked, chest is lifted. And exhale, sweep the arms up, straighten the legs, come up to standing pose. From here, we'll just take one quick sun salutation to get back down onto the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips. Look at the navel. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands and take it back for your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, we'll just take a quick child's pose. Knees are wide, big toes in touch. And take the hands out towards the front of your mat and bring the forehead down to meet the mat. Just allowing yourself to come back to your breath. That was a lot of hard work. Also, those twisting postures kind of twist a lot of stuff out. They're good for your digestive system, but they can make it kind of hard to breathe too, so it's easier to get out of breath. Inhale and exhale. Take it back up to a tabletop position. So our shoulders are over our wrists, knees under hips. And on an inhale, press into the left hand and reach the right arm up. And exhale, thread the needle. So thread your right arm through the space between your left hand and your left armpit. So first we'll keep the shoulders square in this position. So your chin is coming to the mat and you're looking forward. The left hand is straight out in front as the right hand is stretched out to the left. And stretching the shoulders. beside your face, and then twist. So you can sweep the left arm up and kind of keep it here, swinging back and forth, just feeling where the stretch is strong for you. Or if you want, you can take it to the low back or around to hook the inside of the right thigh. If you can't get the hook, you can just hold onto your right hip. Some people like to make a little kickstand with the left leg out to the left in line with your right arm. You can turn the head and open the left shoulder and look up towards the ceiling. Just playing around with where it feels good in your neck and shoulders. On an inhale, bring that left hand back under your left shoulder. And if the leg was extended, take it back and press into the left hand. Reach the right arm up and over and just roll out the right wrist and place it back on your mat. We'll take it to the other side. Inhale, lift the left arm up, roll the wrist a little, and exhale, thread the needle. But first, keeping our shoulders squared, so walk the right hand out towards the front of your mat and keep your shoulders pointing towards the front, and either bring the forehead or the chin to the mat. Inhaling, exhaling. On an inhale, bring your right hand back beside your face and press. So you roll more onto your left shoulder. You can sweep your right arm up and behind you, finding your variation on your left hip or hooking into the left inner thigh, really opening into the right shoulder. You can take it the kickstand option if you like. Find what works in your body. Inhaling and exhaling. From here, you can replace your right knee back under if it was extended, and bring the right arm up and place it back down underneath your right shoulder. Swing that left arm up and roll out your left wrist. Place it back down. From here, we'll just lower down onto our bellies. And place your left forearm so it's kind of perpendicular, so your fingertips are pointing towards the right hand corner of your mat. Left elbow is under the left shoulder. And lift your right foot up and point it and reach back with your right hand and grab your right shin. Looking forward, squaring off the hips. Inhale, pull with your right foot, pull your right shoulder back. And then on an exhale, with your right hand, pull your right foot in. A few more like that. Inhaling, letting the foot open the shoulder. And exhaling, letting the hand push the foot towards the glute. Keeping the shoulders square towards the front of the mat. Inhale, release the right foot back slowly and with control, and we'll switch it over to the other side. So your right hand forearm is perpendicular on the mat, so the fingertips pointing towards the left hand corner, right elbow under right shoulder. Lift the left foot, point the toes. Inhale, sweep the left arm up and reach back for that foot. Inhaling, exhaling, squaring off the shoulders. So on an inhale, press your left shin away so that it opens your left shoulder. And on an exhale, use your hand to press the left foot closer to the left glute. Inhaling to open the shoulder and exhaling to stretch out the quad. Inhale and exhale. On inhales, release that foot back to the mat and slowly bring the forehead down. Lift the knees and just windshield wiper the feet towards either side of the mat. Feel nice on the lower back. Come back to center. And inhale, lift both legs up and reach both of your arms back to the shins. If you have your shins, try and keep pressing your knees towards one another and keep the feet flexed. And inhale, lift the thighs and the chest off the floor. Breathe into it. Notice as when you inhale, your body moves, and when you exhale, your body moves forward. In this pose, you can really notice the power of your breath and the power of your lungs. As you inhale, you rock back, and as you exhale, you rock forward. For Dhanurasana, bow pose. Inhale, exhale, bring the quads back down to the mat and slowly release the feet with control. Bring your hands under your forehead, make a little pillow, and bring the knees up again in windshield wiper. Inhale, place your hands under your shoulders and press up to our tabletop. Walk your right knee in behind your right wrist and shimmy your right foot close to your left wrist. Keeping that foot flexed or pointed. Making sure your right knee is outside of your right hip. Tuck the back toes and lift that knee and stretch your heel back towards the back wall and lower it back down. Just getting deeper into your hip. You can place something underneath your right bum if it makes it more comfy. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, take it down to the forearms. Inhale here and exhale all the way down. Just using this pose to let go of this practice. Things you did, things you didn't do, doesn't matter. What matters is that you're here taking the time for you. On an inhale, lift the head and look forward and walk your left hand, tent up onto your right fingers and walk your left hand in under your right armpit. Taking another shoulder stretch. So the shoulders are squared. You're stretching the opposite shoulder to your hip. The shoulders and the hips are two of the biggest joints in our body. The most muscles coming off them. Important that we stretch them On an inhale, bring your left hand back under your left shoulder and walk your right hand back under your right shoulder and push back up to straighten. And we'll switch it around so you can tuck your back toes, come quickly to a high plank, and then just switch your left foot behind your left wrist, your left knee behind your left wrist, and your left foot behind your right, or as close as you can get it. Left foot is pointed or flexed, left knee outside of left hip. Inhale, come up to straighten and tuck the back toes, flexing the heel towards the back behind you, and lower down to get deeper into that hip. Again, if you need to, you can always tuck something under your left bum. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, take it down onto the forearms. Inhale here and exhale, take it down all the way. Releasing here, letting go of anything that no longer serves you, letting go of the stress of the day. Your body exists in the past and your mind in the future. And in yoga, they come together in the present. On an inhale, tent your left fingertips up and walk your right arm in under your left shoulder for a stretch out on your right shoulder. Inhale, bring that right arm back under the right shoulder. Bring the left arm under the left shoulder. Come back up to straight. Remove anything that was underneath you if there was, and swing your back right foot around to the front. Coming seated on the mat. Plant the feet and keep a bend in the knees. Take your hands back behind you, fingers are pointing towards your bum, and lift it up for a reverse tabletop. Body is straight, and then tuck the bum towards your heels and lift it up. That should feel really nice in the shoulders. Inhale up and exhale. Tuck the bum towards the heels. Take a few at your own pace. Did a lot of opening of your shoulders. Can be especially nice if you spent a lot of time hunched over a laptop. Inhale it up, and on the next lower of your bum, just lower all the way down to seated. Straighten your legs out in front of you so your toes are touching. Tent up your fingers behind you and just press your chest forward as you lean your head back. Inhaling and exhale, tuck the chin and lower the chest and press back up into it. Again, it should feel really nice on the shoulder blades. Inhale to tuck the chin and exhale, roll the shoulders back. Keep going at your own pace. Just flossing out your shoulders. When you're ready, bring the soles of your feet into touch. Knees are out wide for our Baddha our bound angle pose or butterfly pose. So you can hold on to the soles of your feet and give them a nice little massage here. Might feel nice. And from here, inhale to straighten the spine. And exhale, fold over your feet. The further away your feet are, the easier it will be. The closer in your heels are to your bum, the harder it will be. If you want here, you can use a block and place it on the top of your feet and kind of rest your head down onto the block. Just for a more passive version. Really nice for the spine. So it can be really soothing to round out our spine like this. When we're born, we don't have the two curves in our spine, we just have one long bend. So when you do the child's pose with your knees together, or any pose where your spine is curved like this, it can be very soothing and sets us back to fetal position. Inhale, remove the block if you had it, and hook your arms in between your legs, under your calves, and just catch the sides of your feet. Inhale, pull your chest forward, and exhale, tuck your chin and push your spine back. So inhale to pull forward, and exhale, push it back. Inhale, come forward, and exhale, push it back. From here, release your arms from under your feet and take it all the way down onto your back. We'll take one final twist. So inhale, take your arms out to a T and bring your right leg up and cross it over your left. If you can, hook your right foot behind your left calf. Inhale here and exhale, twist to the right, looking left. I beg your pardon. Twist your legs to the left, looking right. I knew that felt strange. Keeping the shoulders grounded onto the mat as best you can. Inhale, take it back to center and switch the legs around. So this time the left is over the right, and hook the left foot behind the right calf. Inhale and exhale, take the legs over to the right side and look to the left. You might hear some cracking like I just did. Like so. Good cracks. Grounding the shoulders down into the mat. Inhale, take it back up to the center. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Bring the forehead as close to the knees as you can. Squeeze everything in. And exhale, release the feet to each corner of the mat. Arms come out wide beside you, palms facing up. Take any little last movements that you need to be comfortable. Some people find it nice to put something under the knees, like a cushion. Some people prefer to take their Savasana with their knees knocked in or in the butterfly feet pose. Your choice. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Sigh it out the mouth. Relaxing into our Shavasana. The easiest pose to do physically, but often mentally the most challenging to try and just switch your mind off. So relax your mind and relax space between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw and your neck. Relax your shoulders if you feel gravity pulling your shoulder heads down to the mat. And your hips and your ankles. All of your muscles are relaxed. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body, to your breath. Making small movements with your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Slowly reawakening yourself. Bring the feet to touch. And bring the arms up overhead and take a big morning stretch, stretching out. Inhaling Exhale, let it go. Slowly roll onto your right hand side, curling up into a little ball, bringing your knees into your chest, making a little pillow with your right arm for your head. Taking a moment here in this fetal position, preparing to re-enter the world. On an inhale, press into your left hand and keeping the eyes closed, come up to an easy seat. Bring the hands onto your knees and turn the palms up. Stay here a moment, just noticing your breath. Noticing how your body feels now. By keeping your palms up, you're sending out all the good energy you've built up from your practice. Just come back to the intention you set for yourself at the beginning. Taking a moment just to be grateful to your body and to yourself for taking this time for you. And then inhale, bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Bring it up to the space between your eyes. And exhale, folding over. Bowing down. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, flutter the eyes open. They weren't open already. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.